Hey everybody, I'm RandyMaBoB and this is the Trident. Now I did a gameplay video on the Trident earlier and I wanted to revisit it and talk a little more about the Trident itself and, the weapons loadout and all that jazz. Now, if you don't know what the Trident is the new hero variant of the Monarch Heavy Dreadnought. It's a just absolute behemoth. It's got a ridiculous amount of armor and a pretty well-rounded set of weapons. This is definitely great for people who don't have a Monarch of their own, be it they're not high enough level for it or they just haven't had the FP to buy it. It gives you a pretty strong showing of what you can do in a Monarch. This build is very team-oriented. If you want to really make this Trident shine, you're going to need to have a good team at your back, or it's just not going to go very well. And it's further compounded by you being a Monarch and just being slow as all get out. I'm very, very, very excited about them finally releasing this hero variant, and I can't wait to see what else they come out with. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. The Trident comes with the heavy mortar turrets, which is the long-range secondary, but it's, better used up close for some nice spike damage. It actually pairs very well with the survival instinct officer briefing that they included on this ship, which survival instinct pairs really well with health amplifier because it doubles your hit points. See where I'm going with this? There's a lot of synergy in with the build that at first glance you don't really notice. But we're gonna take a closer look at the synergy with this and kind of give our final thoughts on it. So next we got standard nuclear missile. That's just nukes in general are what you're gonna be bringing on your Dreadnought. And it's a great area denial weapon, and it just it gets the job done. Pure and simple. It takes a little finesse to get good with nukes, but once you kind of become a nuclear surgeon, you'll be just booping people on the head with it and just doing insane amounts of damage. It's also great for breaking up turtling. Now, the next module they have up on there is the triad pods. Like, once you got yourself entrenched in and you're, sitting there in combat and just, refusing to give up ground, triad pods are great. You throw them down, they stay exactly where you've set them up. They're sentry drones, essentially. And they will shoot at, the closest target. And they do a respectable amount of damage. I like my light missiles, but triad pods have started to grow on me. They're just great to have around. And it's also good if you got a healer, you pop them over by the healer, it'll give them a little bit more protection against the pesky Corvettes. It does a pretty good job of deterring the Corvettes. And speaking of Corvettes, the heavy auto guns do a great job of dealing with Corvettes that get too close. And you have that combined with the triad pods, and the vets are just getting ripped apart unless they're just Johnny on the spot with their blink warps. But if they're having to get out of the area that quickly, they're most likely not going to be able to deliver their full payload to whatever teammate you're trying to protect. Even better if they're trying to deliver it to you, because you got hit points for days. And then lastly, we're going into health amplifier. Now, the health amplifier actually brings quite a bit of synergy to this build. Being that when you activate health amplifier, it gives you a flat boost to your raw hit points. So on this particular build, since it's running reinforced, it has a base hit points of 90,000. So when you activate Health Amplifier, you're shooting up to 180,000 hit points. That's pretty substantial. Now, again, remember with Health Amplifier, it just opens the ceiling for it. You're still going to have to fill it up. Now, what's great about that is they've included Survival Instinct. And what Survival Instinct does is when you're at 50% hit points or lower, your reload speed is increased on your weapons. So you reload 50% faster. Now, the heavy mortar turrets actually start to come into their own when Survival Instinct has been activated, because you can pretty much start using them as a primary weapon, and they just do a ridiculous amount of damage. They're rock solid. And, slow and steady, it's just, kind of your standard fare on it. But my biggest gripe, honestly, is desperate measures. I just feel it. From a lore stance, yeah, I can see it. But from the synergy that the ship really brings to the table, I think Retaliator probably would have been a better choice in that spot, and it would have been a great opportunity for the devs to show off another one of the high-level modules. Now, with the Retaliator, what it does, for those that don't know, is when you take shield damage, when you have your shields up, each time you take damage on it, it reduces the cooldowns of your modules. Now, it would be great to, the purpose of the ship's to be in the thick of battle, so you're constant, you're a big meat shield. So having Retaliator on that would have done a really great job of kind of emphasizing the longer you stay in battle with this ship, the worse it's going to be for you, because those cooldowns are going to start refreshing. The longer you're in a duel with this just behemoth, the more dire it's going to be, and it would encourage people to actually coordinate their fire on the ship, because you don't want this sucker kicking off multiple triad pods, getting those heavy auto guns going off, and the nuclear missiles just flying left and right. And pair that with when it starts getting low on health, that Survival Instinct's going to kick in and just really start hammering home major damage. Now, all in all, I'm more than happy with the ship, and the cosmetics for the ship are phenomenal. They did a great job of really rounding it out, and it just, they knocked it out of the park with this ship. So overall, I am very, very excited about the Trident. It's, a rock solid ship. If you like running the hero ships, this is definitely one to add to your collection. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you'd like me to kind of go over some of the other ships, maybe some theory crafting around some builds, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to kick those out. Once again, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.